Hi. In this video, I'm going to give you a very brief introduction to the Google Calendar application that you have available to you through your stmarys.edu Gmail account. I would like you to use this application in order to sign up for an advising meeting with me. So once you have signed in to your stmarys.edu account, if you look at the top of the screen, you will see this icon of a 3x3 grid of squares. This is how you access all of the Google apps. I click on this window is going to pop up, and then we just want to select the Calendar app, which will open in a different screen all of the Google Calendars that you have available to you through your stmarys.edu account. So first of all, just a bit about the format. It's pretty self-explanatory. Right now we're looking at a weekly view. So we see the 7 days of the week labeled here at the top with the day of the week and the date. And then along the left side here we have the times. So of course I'm viewing this in Eastern time zone because that is what South Bend, where St. Mary's is located, is under. If you live under a different time zone, if you're lucky enough to live in California or somewhere on the West Coast and are under Pacific time zone, then you will view everything converted to Pacific time zone. So for example, tomorrow my calendar says that I'm going to be busy from 11:30 to 1:30 p.m. I'm viewing this in the Eastern time zone. When you view this, it's going to subtract 3 hours. It's going to convert all of these times into Pacific time. When I view the calendar, it will be under Eastern time zone, so you don't have to worry about adjusting with the time zones. There are two sections of calendars here. The one on the top over here in this left menu over here are your calendars for your account. So when you log into this and open up the calendar app, this is going to be your email address here, or your name. And then any events that you would have added to your Google Calendar would show up in this in the calendar, color-coded according to whatever color box is next to your name. This second category down here at the bottom are the calendars that are owned or created by another user that have been shared with you. So you should have gotten 2 emails from me just alerting that I shared these 2 calendars with you, the advising meetings calendar and then my personal calendar. And then any event that's on either one of these calendars is going to show up over here color-coded. So we can see we've got a bunch of blocks that are shaded blue. These are when I am busy. So I have other meetings or appointments or whatnot, and I'm unavailable to meet with you to discuss registration for the fall semester. We can also see that there's this pink block that's the same color of an event that's on the advising meeting block, indicating that student A, whoever that might be, has already set up an appointment to meet with me at this time, so 2 to 3 on Friday, June 5th, to go over advising. So now let me show you how you would go about setting up your advising time, like student A has already done. So first of all, what I haven't discussed yet is how to navigate through the calendar. So most likely you are not going to be setting up a time to meet with me during this week because you will probably not get to this until next week or perhaps this weekend. So let's advance the calendar to next week. To do so, you just go up to the top here to these arrows. Right here we can see the range is May 31st to June 6th. If we want to go to the next week, I just hit the arrow over, and now we're looking at these calendars from June 7th to the 13th. And we can see we've got a whole bunch of activity here already. Again, let me just remind you, the blue squares are indicating when I'm busy, and then these pink squares are indicating when other students, other incoming first-year students that I am advising, have already set up advising meetings. So you want to steer clear of these times when you set up a time to meet with me to go over advising. So all of these times I'm already busy, I'm off limits. So let's say that you want to meet with me on Wednesday, June 10th, and let's say you want to do it at 3 o'clock. So, how do we add this to the calendar so that I know that's when you want to meet with me and other students know that I am no longer available? All you do is simply click in that area on the calendar, and then an event window will pop up where we can add details to indicate that that's when you want me to advise you. All right, so the way to do this in this window that pops up is under the what, just type in your name so that it's your time slot and I know who I will be advising. Also, what I would like you to do is add this not to your calendar but to the advising meetings calendar. So under this calendar drop-down menu, I just clicked on it and then I selected the advising meetings calendar. Alright, so that changed the color of this box to pink so that it's being added to the advising meetings calendar. And we've named it with your name so that I know who I'm advising at that time. There's a couple more details I want you to change under the edit event here. So if we click on edit event now, it'll take us to this window. So first of all, up at the top here is, again, we've already named it your name. Under this is the day and the time. So say you wanted to tweak this slightly, you didn't want to meet right at 3, you wanted to meet at 3:15. You can just click on that and then go in and manually just change that to 3:15. And it'll update the end time when you click on the end time window, 4:15. I should note, I wrote this in the email, but budget about an hour for each of our advising meetings. Okay, so we just tweaked the time like that, fine-tuned it. The next thing to do is under the where, I want you to indicate what format you want to do the advising meeting. So remember, there were two options. You can either use Google Hangouts, a little bit more engaging, interactive meeting, or I can just call you on the phone. So if you want to use Google Hangouts, then type in Google Hangouts here, and that's how I will know then how to contact you when we have our advising meeting. If you don't want to use Google Hangouts, if you're not comfortable with that, you just want to use the phone, type in phone, or just type in your phone number. All right, so I'm just typing in my office phone number here. Okay, so that's indicating what format I should use to contact you. The next thing to do is to add me as a guest so that not only is this event going to pop up on the advising meetings calendar, it's also going to pop up on my calendar. So here you can just type in my last name, Cuter, and my email address will pop up. We can click on that, and now I'm going to be added. You may also want to add yourself as a guest, and the reason for this is then this event is going to also be added to your calendar. So this event is going to go on 3 separate Google calendars. Right, so I'm actually using the Math Placement Advisor Gmail account to demonstrate this, so I'm just going to go ahead and add them as a guest. And then if I do this, then I click Save, and then let's look at what happens. Oh, before we see what happens, it's going to pop up this window asking if you'd like to send invitations to guests. What this is going to do is it's going to email me, because I was added as a guest, letting me know that you've set up a meeting with me, that you would like to be advised at this time, 3:15 to 4:15 on Wednesday, June 10th. And I would like you to do this, so please do send me invitation. You are also going to get an invitation to your email because you added yourself as a guest if you choose to do so. So we hit send. And then notice what happens in the calendar. We've now got 3 colored boxes in the time slot that we just chose, 3:15 to 4:15 on Wednesday, June 10th. So what is this telling us? This is telling us that this event has been added to these 3 calendars, right? This teal colored box was corresponding to the calendar for just your account, so your personal calendar. The pink is what we really wanted to add it to, which is the advising meetings calendar, and then the blue is that it's been added to my calendar so that all of these three things indicate you are going to be in the meeting. The pink is so that all of the other advisees know that this time is no longer available, and then the blue is showing that I am now busy.